apply on the leaves of plants. Now, one of the beauties about plant start is that this fertilizer is high in phosphorus. Now, if you know what phosphorus does for the plant, when you think about the rooting system, the phosphorus helps basically give you a proper rooting system. The same phosphorus is also important when it comes to giving you that excellent blossoming. Now, another beauty of plant start is that it contains anti-stress. So oftentimes our plants are going through some severe stress due to either external or internal factors. And what this product does, it basically assists the plant to go or pass through these stress phases without affecting the productivity of the crop itself. Now, we have other fertilizers over by our booth. We have the Maniplex for Veg, and even though the name is Maniplex for Veg, it can be utilized on all crops right across. Now, the difference between the plant start and the Maniplex for Veg as a liquid fertilizer, the Maniplex for Veg contains nitrogen, contains magnesium, iron, boron, and zinc. So it's basically a cocktail of the macro and micronutrients that oftentimes whenever we see the plants going through a deficiency, this product can be used to address this issue. Now, there are other products over by the Newport Fersan booth. We're encouraging all to just pass through, just have a look. We have also our soluble fertilizers for persons who want the granular fertilizers. For example, we have a product that is known as Palm Pride. Now, persons who grow coconut, the areca palm, the royal palm trees, we have this product available as well. And one of the beauty about the Palm Pride is that it contains slow release nitrogen. Alright? And this product is basically specific to this crop. Now also on the table with me right now we have the Orchid Max and the Orchid Premium. Now the Orchid Max and the Orchid Premium, both of which have been designed to cater for the needs of orchids in the maintenance phase or about phase, and also when you take a look at the blooming aspect of the plant itself. Now with the Orchid Max, we basically designed a formulation specific so that a single nutrient over or a single nutrient under is basically specific to cater for the needs of orchids in the maintenance phase. So the formulation is 18, 18, 23 plus calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, boron, and zinc. With us also the Orchid Premium as a formulation of 17, 9, 27 plus sulfur, magnesium, iron, boron, and zinc. And as mentioned, these two products are two separate products because we have persons who will come and ask, can these two products be mixed in one? Now bear in mind, as mentioned with the 4 R's of the plant, 4 R's when you think about fertilization. You need to fertilize it a certain amount at a particular time, right? So these two fertilizers are separate fertilizers that should be used at different stages. So the growth for the growth aspect and the bloom stimulator for the blooming aspect of the plant. Now with your nutrients, this is basically the first line of defense against pests and diseases. If your nutritional aspect of your plant is poor, that means that your plant is more likely is more easily attacked by certain insects and pests, such as our fungal or even viral pests. Now, also at Newport Fersan, we have a product that is known as Spectra. Spectra is a product that contains both lambda cyhalothrin and profenifos. And what this product does, it basically gets rid of or kills aphids, whitefly, thrips, mites, leaf miner, leaf hopper, and also pests in the larval stage. Now, Spectra is an oil-based insecticide. That means that when you apply the product, it basically sticks on the plant for a duration of time. It's also translaminar, which means that when you spray it on the leaves, it will go to the underside layer of the leaves where most pests tend to be found. Now, we have other pesticides available by our booth. Again, we're encouraging all to just pass through and take a look. And also with me today, I have the first and only virucide in Jamaica. So for persons who plant your peppers, your tomatoes, your sweet potato, this is the first and only viricide in Jamaica. Now with peppers, there is a common issue that our farmers will term as jerry curling. With your sweet pepper and your tomato, even the orchids, they suffer from a virus known as the Cymbidium mosaic virus. Now what this does, this is an organic viricide, right? When you apply this on the plant, it basically will engulf the virus and render it inactive, right? So it can be used on all crops that go through viral issues. So your peppers, your sweet potato, your papaya, your onion, your carrot, your zucchini, your watermelon, among other crops. Alright, now we are Newport Fersan. We also specialize in soil testing for those who are interested. Now the purpose of having your soil tested is one, to know exactly what is going on within the soil. It doesn't make sense that a person is farming and he or she does not know what's the condition of the soil. Now the purpose again of the soil test, whenever you have this your soil tested, you will basically get the organic matter percentage. It will basically give you a breakdown of your potassium, your phosphorus, your calcium, magnesium, iron, boron, zinc, sulfur, among other nutrients, and also your pH. You notice what's actually going on with these nutrients within the soil. Now, one of the services offered by Newport Fersan is that we also create precise programs for farmers. Now, this is free, so once you have had your soil tested, what we'll do for you, depending on the crop that you want to grow, we can create a program to you that's free of charge, and this will give you the maximum yield of which you wish to obtain. Right? So if you wish to get 30,000 pounds of pepper to an acre land, we can create a program that can give you just that. Alright? Now, for persons who are not interested in the soil test, or for example, if you are planting in a soilless medium, we also offer tissue testing as well. So that means that we can collect parts of the plant and have this tested, and what will be the result is that you will see each nutrient, the level of what is high and what is low, and what you need to basically put on the crop. Alright, so I'm not going to be speaking for much longer, so we're just going to be encouraging you all to just come over by the Newport Fersan booth and check out the items that we have. Alright? Thank you very much.
Easy. Now, if you are one of those persons that generally consider yourself having a brown thumb, meaning that the orchid generally dies on you, if you're one of those persons who's curious as it relates to growing and cultivating orchids, if you're one of those persons that is eager to learn about orchid growing, I implore you to be a part of this forum where we can have a discussion, because my presentation, I wanted to take the path of a discussional approach where I want to have interaction with our clients here. Now, orchid care made easy. Now, you want to understand fundamentally how to go about selecting your plant, because proper plant selection is paramount. Is what? Paramount to actually growing or cultivating your plant properly. Why do I say this? Orchids are a wide and diverse species of plants, so to be. And they grow at various elevations and under various conditions. We have to take that into consideration. Why? Because an orchid that generally grows at a higher elevation and in altitude that is used for cooler, moist environment will not necessarily do well at an elevation that is low and tend to be hot or arid. Understanding that? So you need to make proper selection. So you must have an understanding of the orchid that you are selecting, and also knowing your environment or the environment under which the plant will be grown. Make sense? Make sense? Very good. So selection is one of those main criteria we need to put some amount of attention to. Now we also need to understand the growth of the plant, and this helps in selecting your pot, right? Or it will affect some of your cultivation practices. So So you will hear terms like orchids that are monopodal, mono, referencing one, meaning that you generally have a single pseudobulb or a single stem like a vandaceous plant, right? Like a vandaceous plant, right? Versus one that have that is sympodial, meaning have many legs or many foot. So for example, some of your sympodial orchids is like your dendrobium, right? Your spatoglottis also is that of your sympodial, that assumes a sympodial growth, so to speak. This will, to a great degree, dictate how the plant is basically grown. Now, another important factor to consider is if your orchid is a terrestrial. So terrestrial, growing in what?
Dirt.
Dirt, not necessarily dirt,
Mud.
right?
Mud.
Or also you have lithophytic. Now the lithophytic type orchid is that is generally found growing on the face of large cliffs or rock.
Yes.
Not generally inside, you know,
Rock.
but on the what?
On the rock
So the
surface.
Grammatophyllum and some Vanda species and even Capilas too or Lianas too
Lithophilic.
will grow on the face of and cliffs, that is rocks. Understand that is important for you to know. And we do have our terrestrial that many persons tend to call grown orchid, which they grow in a dirt.
In a dirt.
Right? So we need to pay attention to that as well. Now we have our epiphytic classification, and our epiphytic classification now is generally those that grow up on a tree. So they are called epiphytes. They are called what?
Epiphyte.
Epiphytes. Now your epiphytic category or classification is those that generally tend to grow in more of a bark type medium, because they understand they cling to what the tree bark.
Tree
That's
bark,
so.
right.
So what they are trying to do now is to somewhat simulate the plant's natural environment in order to facilitate its growth and development. So we're looking at the environmental condition and trying to simulate that in order to get the best response out of the plants. So those are some of the variables that we need to look at. Another important variable that you must consider as an orchid grower is one, your management practice largely surrounding watering, frequency of watering. Now, I had presentations before where I tell my clients that growing orchids are relatively easy. The number one killer for your orchids is too much care, over care, too much love. You're smothering the plant. And when we over care, we give it too much water, and too much water kills the plant.
Yes.
No. Too much water, you have to understand that some orchid varieties will like or accept a bit more water. But fundamentally, they don't like a wet foot. What do I mean by a wet foot? They don't like to sit
In water.
That's why I said to you that if you grow an orchid in a pot, right? A lot of persons like to put a saucer under the bottom of the pot to capture the water. It's really a no. But hello, because what happened now? When the plant is set in a when that plant that is within the pot is set in a saucer, the saucer capture the water, and then the medium acts as a wick up that water so the orchid roots are consistently wet. And guess what? This is going to take us over into looking at the function of the orchid root and understand how the orchid root function. Because the orchid root doesn't function as your normal plants. So for better understanding, it's really modified for a particular purpose which we will get at, right? So you need to understand the plant and understand the environment, because there's a direct correlation between the type of plant, the frequency of applying water, irrigation, and environmental conditions. Understand that? So let's look at watering quickly. So while your Phalaenopsis, and of course your thin leaf Ansidium species, and your thin leaf Ansidium species, and some of your Zygopetalums and so on, will appreciate a bit more moist conditions, right? Those that tend to have a thinner leaf, meaning that on the thinner leaf is for it to actually hold more water, right? You need to watch how frequent the water goes. Those that have large bulbs and storage organs, you need to watch the frequency, because remember, the more moisture that is retained within the pot, the more moisture that is retained within the plant bulb in and itself, right? it makes it susceptible to fungal rot. So when we talk about water mold, they love that black rot. Good. So watch this now. So yes, I lay the pint and this beautiful phalaenopsis here. Not this one.
No, my man is fall.
Right.
They're fall prof.
Yeah, fall prof. No. Right. So it's the thin leaf, and this is a spatoglatis, you know. So we call it a growing orchid. You realize me? Yes, it has a bulb, but not all that. You realize that it's growing more in soil.
Yeah.
Soil versus say your phalaenopsis. Right. Good. So this type of bletia and so on will grow inside. So we talk about the care surrounding that in terms of nutrition because it's slightly different than those that are epiphytic. And we look at it. 2020 is a good application, but there's other nutrients out there, right, that is really tailored towards orchids and meeting the orchid needs. And not only that, it's not about using just readily using nutrients. You have to understand the quantity that needs to be used and the reason why we use such quantity. Right? So let's look at it. Good. Right? So we talk about the medium. Right? We talk about the medium. We put some attention to management, environmental conditions, and how it correlates, so to speak. Yes, man, I'm still here. No, good. No. And the part of water, right? No. Also, what is important, is for you to have proper spacing. Proper what?
Spacing.
Spacing. And how does this affect your plants? Anybody tell me? Airflow. So I just have a friend a while ago that said, man, my vanda has a little beady thing on it and the plant dies. When I hear that beady thing right away, it's normally southern light. And it's very hard to control. But guess what with southern light? You tend to strive more under mice when conditioned. So normally tell my clients, hey, use a combination of approaches along with your chemicals to get better control. Because the solution is not to just go grab and use a chemical, but to make adjustment within your environment and complement that with your chemical use. Because you have to understand your home environment is different than your field environment. Right? So we're going to look at chemical use, but we're going to look at the safety components surrounding that. Because remember, you are away in at every goddamn day.
Yeah.
In that so in terms of our selection of products, I'm going to walk you through highlighting safety and of course use. But you realize what I'm doing? I'm highlighting other areas that are of importance that you need to pay attention to. And that now will complement your chemical use. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Make sense? Very good. I like that. No, good. Where are we now? Can we go into yes, so we're talking about fungal infections, right? Good. Now, when you have a plant that is affected, so for example, when you look at your vanda plants, when you have beady or called southern light attacking your vanda plants, when we have a phytophthora rot or an infection, you look at your vanda plants, the lower, the lower leaves tend to start show the symptoms first, because a lot of these diseases tend to affect the lower part of the pseudobulb, so to speak, and then they start to have leaf drop where the leaf turn yellow. There's a discoloration of the pseudobulb or the stem in and itself, right? And it travels upward. So what you want, the first approach is to remove it from the growing space and to make a cut. Now I know that you would like to cut a beautiful plant, don't it? But a part of the survival mechanism. You have to go and cut, you have to amputate that leg to get it off so the disease or the infection will spread further within the plant. Also, you will have black rot or cone rot that can develop into the crown of the plant, and that generally happens when water settles inside the crown for too long. Understanding that?
Understand.
Good. We can also have a leaf spot. Like a Wignard that can install fungal microbe that will affect the plant, causing spotting and so on. Now, what is our chemical approach? And how do we go about selecting the right and the most appropriate product for use? Now, there are listen closely. There are products that are curative. That means once you take it, the aim is to what? Eliminate the microbe. Isn't that's so? Right? Now, there are also products that are antisporulant. means it prevents the microbe from reproducing. Kind of reproduce by spores. Understanding that? And you have those that are preventative. Now, when is it best for you to use a preventative? As the name says, it is preventative. So it prevents the infection generally by creating a barrier or a shield over the plant. Everybody gets that, creating a what?
Shield.
A shield or a barrier. So it means that if you have an infection and the infection has progressed deep into the tissue of the plant, using a protective contact may not give you the best what?
Shield.
Result, because the microbe already gone inside deep within the tissue of the plant. So you need to use something systemic that has a curative activity. You get that? And being that most homeowners are not so technical, don't get me wrong now, right? But the reality is that it's best to use something that have a very broad spectrum, systemic, but have a very broad spectrum, meaning that it has the ability to eliminate several fungal microbes from different fungal classes.
Right.
So you can't miss.
Can't miss.
Now, what product affords us that? Good, it's right here. We have our, where's our Amistar? I'm not seeing our Amistar and our Amistar top. I'm asking my team, please. I need an Amistar top and I need an Amistar. Those are products that you must use as an orchid grower. Reason why is the high environmental safety profile. It doesn't leave any residue on your plant. You ever see some plant and they white it? Right? Amistar does not leave residue on your plant and the pH is 0. This environmental safety profile is very high as because it's not toxic towards mammalian species. You and I generally classified by taxonomists as mammals, right? So it's relatively safe for us. So when we talk about Amistar, and Amistar is a world-renowned fungicide, has an exceptional uptake rate and solubility, which is translocated in the plant. Now this affords you preventative action, curative, antisporulent, eradicative effect, and majority of the fungal microbes that attack our plants in our garden. And guess what? The dosage rate is excellent. The dosage rate is what?
Excellent.
Excellent. For all those benefits that you get, dosage rate is excellent. It's a teaspoon per gallon of water, and a teaspoon is basically 5 ml. And you know what is the beauty about Amistar? Let me tell you a secret. Amistar has what we call a novelty benefit. What we call it a what?
Novelty.
And the novelty benefit to be had from Amistar is that Amistar has the ability to stop senescence. Now you may wonder what this man is talking about in terms of senescence. In simple terms, it's ripening of your leaf. Because once the tissue of the plant gets damaged, as tissue breaks down, it produces ethylene gas, and ethylene gas causes the ripening of the plant leaf to become yellow, and you lose that leaf completely. Now keeping the leaf or retaining the foliage is important because your leaf function as a site for what? Photosynthesis to take place, where the plant lays food. So the more leaf the plant has, is the more it can photosynthesize and the greater the growth. So Amistar has the ability to stop your leaf yellowing from taking place. Isn't that good? So I know I'm not only selling a fungicide, but I'm selling a complete package in terms of microbial control. Of course, we have our Amistar top, which is Amistar in a liquid formation combined with a triazole. What the triazole does is to complement the Amistar, because once the Amistar is a single site product. What do I mean by a single site? Nice lady, come here for me, please. I want to demonstrate. Please. So this is nice. So this is my microbe right here. So she nice? So my microbe nice. So this is my microbe now. Mashing up my plants. When you use a single site product to attack a microbe, right, as the word said, single, it will affect a particular cell function or organelle. So for example, when you use the Amistar, it will attack the mitochondria. The mitochondria in the cell is important for respiration to occur. Right? So what it will do is affect the function of the mitochondria and the microbe dies. But in certain cases, some microbe has the ability to bypass the function of the mitochondria. If it bypasses the function of the mitochondria, it means that the fungal microbe will still do what? Survive and still present. So what you do now, if you improve the product by combining it with another active. No, it doesn't only attack the mitochondria, but it may attack the mitochondria and another function. So this now decreases the possibility of survival.
Okay.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Common sense to the thing, and that's what Annual Agro brings to the marketplace. So that is the beauty of Amistar Tap. It's a combination of two active Amistar Tap. So it's a combination of two active ingredients with multiple side action. Now, quickly. Yes, ma'am. No. If you're using an Amistar, right, the beauty of Amistar, your Amistar Tap don't have a 0 pH. Sorry, your Amistar has a 0 pH, but the Amistar Tap do not have a 0 pH. So you have to take those factors into consideration. Depending on plant type, it will fall anywhere between 3 to 7 days. In terms of your selection, so for example, if I was using an Amistar, right? Alright, good. It means that the microbes within the environment would have been exposed to it. I can probably rotate with the Amistar Tap. Not on the basis, although it have in the Azax's enough, but because it have another active ingredient in it that is potent, it reduces the possibility of resistance below. No, in the orchid world, as we know, when we are just in microbes, the aim is to spray once weekly. While when it comes to insect pests, we can do more scouting. But when it comes to microbe, you cannot see the infection from early. And some infection only show up late. But the microbe has been actively working there for a long time. So we need to be a bit more aggressive when it comes on to fungal infection. Now quickly, water mold. Hello? Black rat. Anybody like black rat?
No.
You look for your cattleya and you knock the cattleya stems up and leaves just jump off. The cattleya soon about turn black, and it spread rapidly throughout your garden. Hello? Proper spacing, 1. Proper what? Spacing, 1. Manage your watering. Because guess what? The fungus spreading water that splashes or running water. 2. We go inside now using our Rebus. Now, why is Rebus beautiful? It's one of those products that I generally refer to as little but Talawa. Talawa in the sense that it's one of the very few products known on a global scale. And not limited to local on a global scale that had very high efficacy against water mold. The active ingredient is a mandipropionine and it has a very good dosage rate of 3 ml per gallon of water. I mean, there have been several studies done using mandipropionine as a control for water mold. And here in Jamaica, we have a formulation consisting of mandipropionine that is guaranteed to create a buffer between your plant and those water molds such as Phytophthora and Pythium that generally causes black rot. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this as you relate to your water mold control. The only other product that I would put in the mix in terms of water mold control is a product that is relatively new on the market and it's called Pilar Zax. But there's a bit of consideration to take, factors to take into consideration when you are using Pilar Zax. It's a beautiful chemical with high efficacy, but guess what? It is sensitive to pH. It is what? It is what? Alright. Sensitive to pH. It is sensitive to how alkaline the water is. It is sensitive to how acidic the water is. You want to use it in a pH that is closer to neutral. Right? And if you are using a Pilar Zax, do not mix it with fertilizer. Do not mix it with an organophosphate. Use your Pilar Zax by itself. Remember, use it like what? By itself. No, quickly. So I'm running through. I with my Pilar tape. Now, beautiful. Here's another product that is similar to your Amistar Tap, right, in terms of formulation. It comes in a bigger presentation of 500 to 1 liter. It's called Pilar tape. Write that down for me quickly. Write that down. It's called Pilar tape. Now, you must be using your Pilar tape. The beauty of being here today is that I have a grower that came to me personally and said, grab that product Pilar.